Welcome back to Fluent English Now. In our latest episode, we explored the importance of seeking help during conversations in English. Today, we'll recap all the communication strategies we've discussed, from the least verbally demanding to the most challenging. We'll also put these strategies to the test in practical scenarios. Remember, the easiest strategies include message abandonment and asking for assistance, while the most demanding ones involve paraphrasing and using synonyms. In situations like grocery shopping in another country or needing directions as an exchange student, these strategies can be incredibly helpful. Lastly, we conclude the first season of Fluent English Now. Remember to practice these techniques day and night to enhance your spoken language skills. Hey, it's Leslie. Welcome back to my podcast. In the latest episode of Fluent English Now, we discussed asking for assistance during a conversation in English. We delved into the concept of feeling stuck in a situation, in need of further information, yet lacking the appropriate vocabulary to achieve the intended goal. We explored how seeking help can enhance your sense of security, providing a well-leveled response and propelling you forward in answering questions or responding to different situations. Today we'll recap all the techniques and communication strategies we've covered so far. But before we do, let's review the previously learned communication strategies, starting from the easiest to use, i.e., least verbally demanding, to the most challenging in terms of vocabulary. The least verbally demanding communication strategies are message abandonment, topic avoidance, miming, language or code switching, stalling, and asking for assistance. These strategies are easier to use because they rely on nonverbal cues or involve seeking help from others. On the other hand, the more difficult strategies that require more vocabulary power are paraphrasing, using synonyms and antonyms, word coinage, and checking comprehension. These strategies require a deeper understanding of the language and the ability to manipulate vocabulary in different ways. Now, let's put your memory to the test. How many communication strategies can you remember from the ones we studied before? Take a moment to think and name as many as you can. Great. Let's move on to the next question. Which strategies can be considered the easiest to use and why? The easiest strategies to use are often those that involve nonverbal cues or seeking assistance from others. For example, message abandonment allows you to simply move on from a topic or question if you're unable to express yourself. Miming or using gestures can help you convey meaning without relying on words. And asking for assistance is a straightforward way to get help from someone who may have better language skills than you. Now, let's discuss the most verbally demanding strategies and why they can be more challenging. Strategies like paraphrasing, using synonyms and antonyms, word coinage, and checking comprehension require a higher level of vocabulary and linguistic creativity. These strategies involve finding alternative ways to express yourself or understanding the meaning behind unfamiliar words or phrases. To make it easier, alternative strategies that can be used in these situations include looking up words in a dictionary or using translation tools. These alternatives provide quick access to vocabulary and can help bridge the gap when encountering unfamiliar language. Now, on to the practical task. Let's imagine a few scenarios and think about which communication strategies would be useful. In a grocery shop in another country, you can use miming to convey the types of fruits or vegetables you want to buy. It helps if you can show the shop assistant a picture or point to similar items to indicate your preferences. As an exchange student visiting a foreign country, asking for assistance is a great strategy for getting directions to your accommodation. You can approach someone and politely ask, "Excuse me, could you please help me find my way to XYZ location?" This simple question can often lead to a helpful response. During an English lesson in your high school, asking for assistance is the most straightforward strategy to use. You can raise your hand and ask the teacher or a classmate for help. It's important to remember that seeking assistance is not a sign of weakness, but rather a way to learn and grow. If you find yourself in a restaurant with no menu in your language, you can use word coinage or paraphrasing to convey your order to the waiter. You can describe the dish you want, using common adjectives and nouns, or even point to pictures on the menu if available. To wrap things up, Today we reviewed all the communication strategies we have encountered so far and answered a few questions about their usage. The key takeaway is that these strategies can greatly enhance your ability to communicate in different situations and bridge any language barriers you may encounter. Remember, practice these techniques regularly, build up your vocabulary, and focus on becoming a more successful speaker of any language. Keep exploring the world of communication strategies and continue to develop your language skills. Until next time, keep speaking English. Thank you all for joining us on the closing episode of the first season of Fluent English Now. I hope you enjoyed all the discussion on different topics and communication strategies that I've presented you with. If so, please smash that like button, click on subscribe, and turn on notifications as well. Stay tuned for the next episode of the second season, where we'll be diving into more advanced vocabulary skills. And until next time, keep speaking English.